Welcome to the Monday Monologue. So this week we're going to talk about some new stuff that I'm going to be testing, playing with, and just trying to get a better grasp of. And first we're going to start off with this stuff over here. I know some of you guys are like dedicated headphone users. And this isn't something I've ever really gone into very deeply. For one thing, there's nobody else living with me right now that I have to worry about whether they want to listen to my music or not. So, anytime I want to listen to music, just put on some music. Don't have somebody saying, turn that crap down, or why are you playing this so loud, or I can't hear the TV. I don't have to deal with any of that. I know some of you guys, or a lot of you folks, have other people in your house. You want to listen to music, especially if you want to listen at kind of louder volume levels, that, you know, if you're living in an apartment or something, that's not an option, and you're using headphones. I mean, one of the things that I miss listening to headphones is I like feeling the bass, and obviously you're not going to feel the sound pressure of the bass in the room on your chest or in your body listening to headphones. And so there is that. But I am trying to get some decent headphones so I can start testing some headphone amps, and I do have plans to build a headphone amp, but in the past I haven't really gone down that road because I didn't have any headphones. So some of you guys suggest that I get some of these little Sennheiser 600s, and you know, to me these are pretty decent sounding headphones. I mean, I think they sound nice. They're not really bright on the top end. They might be a little more neutral than I'm used to listening to, but you know, that could be a good thing when you're comparing different headphone amps, like this little Sparkos Gemini, which sadly I haven't had time to even power up and start listening to it. I've got so many other things going on that I've been trying to get on top of or get caught up on. I did find a pair of these HiFi Man XS somethings. I'll put it in the description. Haven't listened to these yet, but hey, they were on sale. They're about $200 off what they normally are. So I thought, hey, let's get something to compare to these Sennheisers. So at least I've got a couple of different options to try with these headphone amps. So I've got this one, I've got the Ayima, and then I've got my Blue Node X that's supposed to have a really good headphone amp built into it that we're also going to be listening to. And I've actually got a couple of Ayimas that do headphones that we can compare. Maybe one of them's a preamp, I can't remember. Anyway, KT88 build is getting close to done. This should be a very low distortion, neutral sounding amp to test some of these preamps. It also really benefits from having a preamp. I've also got a pair of 2A3 monoblocks. Haven't forgot about you, that a customer or a viewer sent me to review. We're going to be doing some thermal design upgrades on it because I see some stuff on it that I think long term would have some failure points inside from the way it's laid out. But it's got super low distortion and will also be a good chance to compare these preamps. And so we're going to be doing that soon. One of the things that I get a lot of comments on, and I've really been looking, trying to figure this out, is people come on the channel, especially if they're new to the channel, it's like, oh, you listen to those crappy RP600Ms, you know, you got garbage taste in, you know, equipment or whatever. And in my house, I've got a very small listening room. I mean, all the rooms in my house are small. The whole house is only like 1,400 square feet. And it's 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath with a kitchen. There's not a whole lot of other room in the house for listening. And so my living room that I listen in, or my den combo kind of area, is like 10 by 12 feet, I think. It's a pretty small room. And there's very limited space to put speakers. Like there's nowhere in the room to put big floor speakers without just having the room useless for anything except listening for music. And I'm not going to do that. And so the little RP600Ms, they're tube friendly. They've got a nice bass response. They do go down to like 40 hertz tested. And so to me, that's good bass response. I mean, I know people say 20, 40 to me, and I know a few of you have come over to my house and listened to my system, and I don't think anybody would say that my system lacks bass. I mean, it definitely is feel it in your body, low frequency response. And so I've been just really happy with the speakers. And, you know, as an older person, my upper level hearing has rolled off some, so the speaker being a little bright sounds good to me. So what I'm tasking you guys with is help me find some new speakers to try. I mean, I've been looking and looking and looking, and every time I find something that's like, okay, this is, 9 inches by, the height isn't super important, but 12 to 14, 16 inches tall, about 12 inches deep is the size that I need. And when I find some speakers that look like they might fit that bill, either, the published frequency response stops at like 70 hertz, which isn't going to work for me, or they're 83 dB efficient. And yeah, I get those RP600Ms are likely actually more like a 86 to 87 dBs, but 83 is too low. The other thing is I need 8 ohm speakers. And I know, yes, they dip down to 4 ohms, but they're rated at a nominal 8 ohms. And looking at the frequency curve, most of the time it spins above that. And those seem to work well. And when I see other speakers that are rated at a nominal 4 ohms, that's telling me they're going to dip down to 2 ohms at times. And these tube amps are not going to like that. And the last thing is I'm really putting a ceiling of about $2,500 on what I'm willing to spend on a pair of speakers. And, some people sent me links. I put a post on a forum. People were sending me links to like these $5,000 and $10,000 speakers. Guys, I don't have that kind of budget to spend, $5,000 on a pair of speakers. And so, put in the comments below some suggestions on some things to try that you think would work for my needs that would be a upgrade to these RP600Ms, which honestly I really like the way they sound. And I mean, I've tried some triangle speakers, and I tried some other, maybe they were some ELACs, and I ended up sending them back because to me they were just flat and dull. And before you tell me to put GR Research crossovers in mine or just get some RP600M tubes, I got a video. I bought some RP600M tubes, let them break in for about a week, and honestly, I just didn't like the way they sounded. They were, again, just kind of boring. And yeah, I know these have a dip in them, but yeah. Anyway, help me try to find some new speakers. And I think it would be something fun to do on the channel. And then I would have some different speakers to try with various amps. I did build some of those DIY audio 2-point something. I'll put the link below. Or here's a picture of what these look like. And those are some pretty nice speakers. I tried the 3-way ones, and they just don't have any bass. And I think the driver's too small. And I'm starting to learn that there's a big difference between like a 5.5 and a 6.5 inch driver as far as the low frequency response. And so, yeah, there's that. I do have some of these Tri-Trix, I think they're called, DIY speakers. I haven't built them yet. They're still sitting upstairs unbuilt. And maybe they would be the bomb or something different to try. I've also got some Lysong full range speakers. They're Fast Sixes, I think they're called. And I'm struggling to get anything other than mid and upper end out of them, or have bass. And maybe you guys can point me to some websites or some designs for some cabinets, whether it's a folded horn or something that, and again, I don't need giant. They can be a little taller than the RP600Ms, and that would be okay. And I guess you could put those folded horn speakers upside down on a bookshelf so that the speakers were aligned with your head, and then have the bass come out of the top of them. Yeah. Anyway, just trying to come up with some new stuff for my own home system. So put in the comments below some ideas, and I always read the comments. And yeah, I don't know how to do this. If somebody sends me some really good speakers, I'll send you some Skunkie design stickers. How's that? Or something. Or maybe, yeah, I'll figure out some kind of little prize for helping me find some new speakers. So anyway, thanks to all you folks that regularly watch my channel. Hopefully this little update's fun. Hopefully these headphone stuff will be fun. Thanks to you Patreon supporters. Really appreciate y'all supporting the channel and all the projects we do here. Thanks to you customers that have bought stuff or commissioned things like this KT88 amp. That really helps me afford to do more of these kind of projects where I can show y'all some cool stuff to build, like these 6C, 33C amps that I'm building. Probably going to put those up for sale when I get done with them. Because, yeah, I just don't need a zillion amps. So, yeah, we'll probably do another yard sale thing here pretty soon. And I do have some other interesting things to try, but we're not going to talk about that today because I do have limited time here. And until next week, I will see you for the Monday monologue.